Hello everyone, this is Heir's Trivia, and today we're continuing our Sun Quan's Messy Inheritance series with episode 3, titled Two Princes. Now last time, we ended with the death of Sun Quan's eldest son, Sun Deng, in the year 241. As no amount of grieving would bring back his son, Sun Quan now needed to move on, and for the sake of his kingdom, a new crown prince would need to be named. And since his second son, Sun Lu, had also died already, the position naturally fell to the third eldest son in Sun He. And for Sun Quan, this was not a hard decision, as he had always liked Sun He for two reasons. One, Sun He was described to have been a playful and talented child that Sun Quan liked, which at one point even made Crown Prince Sun Deng consider abdicating the Crown Prince position to Sun He. And more importantly, Sun Quan loved Sun He's birth mother, Lady Wang. This was especially true by this time, given that his favorite concubine, Bu Lianshi, had already passed away 3 years prior. Now, speaking of Bu Lianshi, we also have to bring up the fact that Sun Quan did not name an empress or a main wife when he first became an emperor back in 229. At the time, his son, the crown prince Sun Deng, wanted him to name Lady Xu as the empress, as he still saw her as his mother, and it would follow tradition to have the mother of the crown prince as the empress. But Sun Quan hesitated mainly because he wanted to name Bu Lianshi as his empress. Now, the reason behind why Bu Lianshi was his favorite has nothing to do with the fact that she hailed from the Bu gentry clan that had Bu Zhi, who will eventually become the prime minister, but rather simply because Bu Lianshi was beautiful and not jealous like his other wives and concubines, as it was stated that Bu Lianshi would often find new beauties to add to Sun Quan's court. But unfortunately, because Bu Lianshi was not able to give Sun Quan a son, there was no good reason to name her as empress, even though all the court documents from the period refer to her as the main wife in spirit. In the end, Bu Lianshi would die in 238 and leave behind two daughters in Sun Luban and Sun Luyu, who were aptly nicknamed Sun Quan's two little tigers. Now, we mentioned these two princes here largely because one of them would become the main trigger to Sun He's inability to control the court as a crown prince, as Princess Sun Luban would interfere with his reign simply because she despised Sun He's mother, Lady Wang. At first, when Sun He was named as the crown prince, the court suggested to Sun Quan that his fourth son, Sun Ba, was also coming of age. So following tradition, he should be getting a princedom. But initially, Sun Quan was against this idea, as he had previously rejected a similar proposal for his second son, Sun Lu, back in the day. But the court felt that now Sun Quan was an emperor, so it was only proper to name his of-age sons as princes. So in August of 242, they would suggest it again, and this time Sun Quan finally relented, as Sun Ba was named as the Prince of Lu. Now initially, this did not create any issues, as both Sun He and Sun Ba continued to live in the same palace, much like before, but the court felt this was unbefitting, as the crown prince should have his own palace and be elevated above the other princes, while princes with princedoms should move to their titled land instead of remaining in the palace. Now, of course, the complication to this is that the Lu land is in the Shandong Peninsula and not under Wu's control, so Sun Ba could not move to his titled land. But Sun He would end up with his own proper palace, while Sun Ba was casted out of the imperial palace and given his own estate outside. And this would be the start of the divide between the two princes, as Sun Ba would view this treatment as unfair, as he would begin to collect allies in court in a plot to replace Sun He as the crown prince. At the same time, Princess Sun Luban, who is better known as Princess Quan due to her second marriage to Quan Cong after her first husband, Zhou Xun, passed away, started her campaign to stop Sun He's mother, Lady Wang, from being named as the Empress, largely due to her personal grudge with Lady Wang. Her opportunity would present itself when Sun Quan would fall ill around this time and order the Crown Prince Sun He to go pray for his health at the imperial temple. Princess Quan's agent, who were tracking the Crown Prince's every move, reported back that while at the imperial temple, Sun He decided to visit his uncle-in-law, Zhang Xiu, who lived near the imperial temple, as He's wife was Zhang Cheng's daughter, or Zhang Xiu's niece, and Zhang Zhao's granddaughter. Knowing this, Princess Quan quickly ran to her father, Sun Quan, and told him that instead of praying for his health, the Crown Prince Sun He was seen secretly plotting with his in-laws at Zhang Xiu's home. And to fan the flame even more, Princess Quan claimed that Lady Wang could not contain her smile, as she was more happy rather than sad to see Sun Quan ill, as Sun Quan's death would mean that her son, Sun He, will become the emperor. Enraged by these tales from his favorite daughter, Sun Quan would lash out at Lady Wang, as any plans of making her empress would be scrapped. Sun Quan would eventually recover from his illness, but Lady Wang, now wounded at heart and scared for her own son, would die not long after, which indirectly weakened Sun He's position, since if she had been named the empress, then Sun He would have gained more legitimacy and claim to the throne, and another valuable ally at court. Naturally, Sun Quan's opinion of Sun He would also be damaged after this affair. So, with Sun Quan turning a cold shoulder to his crown prince, and with Sun Ba actively recruiting officials to join his side to undermine the crown prince, factionalism broke out amongst the Wu court as various officials started picking sides in the conflict. Lu Xun, Gu Tan, Wu Can, Zhu Ju, Zhuge Ke, Teng Yin, Shi Ji, Ding Mi would eventually join the side of the crown prince Sun He, while Bu Zhi, Lu Dai, Quan Cong, Lu Ju, Sun Hong would side with Prince of Lu, Sun Ba, as this divide will shape the entire Wu court politics for much of Sun Quan's later years. And one of the earliest examples of this would occur after the Second Battle of Quebei in 244. At the time, Quan Cong, being the main Wu commander, or Da Du Du, launched an assault against the Wei forces in the Yang province. Unlike Sun Quan's many previous attempts which set the target squarely at Hefei, Quan Cong's favorite target would become Quebei, as it was a valuable irrigation network located in between Shouchun and Hefei. In 241, Quan Cong attempted to attack Quebei, trying to weaken the Wei food production in the Yang province, but due to Wang Ling's staunch defense, the Wu forces were soundly defeated. But much like Sun Quan's repeated attempts at Hefei, Quan Cong would try Quebei again in 244, as this time, due to an outstanding performance by officers Zhang Xiu and Gu Cheng, whose units were able to not only blunt the Wei initial attack, but they would also end up attracting the attention of the main Wu army long enough for Quan Cong's unit to flank behind, as the Wu forces finally defeated the Wei forces at Quebei. So when it came time to hand out promotions and issue rewards for this hard-fought victory over Wei, naturally Zhang Xiu and Gu Cheng received the highest praise and promotions. Now if you remember, Zhang Xiu is the son of Zhang Zhao and the uncle-in-law to the crown prince Sun He. Gu Cheng was the younger brother of Gu Tan and the grandson of the late Prime Minister Gu Yong, and both of them were traditionalists who supported the current crown prince. Quan Cong, on the other hand, was the husband of Princess Sun Luban, so Quan Cong naturally sided with Prince of Lu, Sun Ba. And in the aftermath of the battle, Quan Cong, being the commander, would complain to Emperor Sun Quan that Zhang Xiu and Gu Cheng used their network of relationship to falsify their achievements on the battlefield, when in fact it was his sons, Quan Xu, Quan Qi, and his nephew, Quan Duan, who had won the battle against the Wei forces. Hearing this and trusting his son-in-law, and 大都督全琮, Sun Quan would arrest Zhang Xiu, Gu Cheng, and Gu Cheng's brother Gu Tan. Initially, Sun Quan wanted to punish them lightly, as after all, Zhang Xiu was Zhang Zhao's son, and the Gu brothers were Gu Yong's grandsons. But in the court hearing, Gu Tan flatly stated that they had done nothing wrong, and that Sun Quan was wrong to believe the lies from devious men at court. And this rubbed the prideful Sun Quan the wrong way, as in the end, instead of punishing them lightly, Sun Quan exiled all three of them to the Jiao province. And by the time they would make it to the Jiao province, which was ruled by Bu Zhi and Lu Dai, who were both on the side of Sun Ba, additional crimes would be framed onto Zhang Xiu, as he would be executed upon arrival, while both Gu Cheng and Gu Tan were kept in such poor conditions that both would die within 2 years due to sickness. And if you thought this was bad, the court intrigues between the Crown Prince Sun He and the Prince of Lu, Sun Ba, would just be getting started, as things would go from bad to worse, as we'll continue our series tomorrow. So hopefully you all enjoyed this episode enough to hit that like button to help support the channel, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!